Welcome back to another action figure review. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know we've been keeping an eye on Hiya Toys Exquisite Mini Predator line. I have high hopes for them. I've been following them and trying to hope to see if they do an improvement. So in this video, we're going to go in and do an unboxing without any kind of heating or anything like that. We're going to go blind into this to see where they are now. And I must say, after receiving this and looking at the packaging, there is some surprises to me, and I can see some improvement inside the box. So hang with me, guys. Let's check out this awesome looking figure. Let's hope that the joints are nice, and the materials are nice, and more accessories. I see one surprise, maybe two surprises just looking through the window box. Can you guys see it? If not, stay tuned. So this is the front of the box. With a big window box, we see the Predator. It's kind of a little glare because of the lights. It's really hard to get by that. The box is black. It has the alien on the one side here, and then the Predator on the other side. The Elder Predator figure. These are 1/18 scale figures. We have the AVP logo, Hiya Toys age recommendations. These are for adult collectors. You should be at least 15 and up, which is recommended by the manufacturer. And I also recommend you guys, these ain't for kids. They're going to break these things. They are for gentle play or display, mostly. If you get them in good working order, an adult collector can really, really enjoy them. They have a warning for checking hazards, small parts, so be careful with that. Top of the box, AVP, Alien vs. Predator. As the bottom of the box, same thing as the top. Side of the box, we have the AVP at the top. We have the Predator on this side with the Hiya Toys logo at the bottom. And which is really cool, they put the alien on the other side with the AVP at the top and the Hiya Toys at the bottom. Now on the back here, we have the checking hazards and age recommendation at the top, the AVP logo. If you're not sure what Exquisite Mini means, it says it's Exquisite Mini is a new standard setting series for 1/18 scale, featuring super articulation action figures on the Hiya Toys. Now we both know, if you've been watching my video, that's a little pushing it. They got a long way to go to be exquisite, in my opinion. Social media here, if you want to follow them, they're a really cool company. Just the disclaimer is a little ahead of the game. Hiya Toy contact information, 20th Century Fox. UPC means nothing. These are basically sold online unless you find them in a hobby store. Two product images here at the bottom of the figure. Looks awesome. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take this figure outside the packaging. Inside the box is this really cool backdrop. Decent cardstock. You can use that maybe for display, or if you like the picture, you can put it in the frame if you decide to get rid of your box. Still pretty cool. Okay, here's a figure inside the clamshell so you can see what it kind of comes with and how it's packaged. Did you pick out any of that cool stuff that I kind of noticed in the box yet? Okay, here's the Elder Predator outside the packaging. Like I said, these are 1/18 scale, and I'm telling you what, he looks really good. I'm more of a fan of the Predators with the mask on. I like the mask. They look amazing, and it gives you a nice, if you're collecting all these, gives you a nice diversity of Predator figures. And they all have their stiffness and joints throughout the line, but I'm telling you what, this guy's kind of like making me pretty excited because he looks 10 times than I even expected him to be. I even kind of hesitated on getting him because he's the Elder. He's probably my least favorite, but this guy's pretty much changed my mind on that. He looks amazing. So if you haven't noticed, you see they have a cloth good cape, and it is longer than the figure, so it drags on the ground. That's awesome. And you might not have already noticed, but I want to show you here in detail. But there is a metal chain that's attached to his cape, and it is so small. It has amazing detail. That just blew me away. I did not know that. They should have sold that, in the product images, because I think they would have sold more figures. But let's take a look at that head sculpt and that chain. Okay, here we go. Here's a head sculpt, man, and I'm telling you what, from the mandibles to the cranium to the whatever you want to call it, to the hair, they nailed this guy. Look at the detail. Look at the actual paint on the forehead, the top of the head, whatever you want to call him, the dome. He has that marking that they mark the female warrior, the human female warrior in the movie with that mark on her cheek, I think it was. It's been a long time since I've seen the movie, but he has it on her head. I guess it's like a warrior mark. He has a lot of paint through the face, through the mandibles, through the mouth, especially around here. We have those individual dreads that we're used to seeing from all of the Predator line. These are like a bluish gray color. It's really, really cool. That the gold beads in his hair, mandibles. Again, then you can see here all the sculpting in the chest armor and all this skulls on this strap that goes across his chest. There's so much to see. So one of the things I do want to point out is this cape. This is amazing. Let me go ahead and zoom out on this for a sec. Look at this thing. It is so nice. It actually feels like, I know it's not silk, but maybe it's silky though. I don't know what that is. I haven't felt something like that on the figure. It's kind of stretchy too. You can see how tall it is. Over his, past his feet. That's amazing. You can just drag on the ground. That looks insane. So let's take a look at that chain. You guys are really going to like this. Okay, let's see if I can move these. You have to bear with me here until I can get in there because it's really tucked under his head pretty good. But look at that. So the piece that the chain's attached to is attached to the cape is this square metal diamond looking. There it is. Look at that. Look how awesome that is. That I can't even tell you how small that is. That is metal. And there's a chain. There's one on the other side of the cape too, and then it has a chain on it. If you can see the chain, mostly here under his head. It's hard to get that chain to pop out because I don't know if that head's removable, and I don't want to try. But let me see if I can get that cape piece here. He has so much hair. See the chain there under his head, like right in there. That goes all the way across under his chin to the other piece. If you come over here, you can see the other side of that connector, and that's all metal. Man, that's crazy. You gotta be very careful pulling on that too hard, because that chain is so small. As you can see some of it right there. I really wish I can get this chain out of there, but it's tucked pretty good. You can see some of the chain right there. That's awesome. Oops. Yeah, that cape alone is incredible. Just out the door. I mean, that is amazing. You guys have to let me know what you think down in the comments. So check out his arm. He has this pad. It is flexible. You can see here, so you can move his arm. We have this gauntlet on his arm with his two blades, and I believe these are retractable. Some of the other ones are. It may not be, but maybe it's just, yeah, they're not going in very easily. But that is super cool though. There's two of them there. I'm gonna have to heat that up maybe and see. Here we have a piece hanging from his belt. It's a softer vinyl, very flexible. We have the browns and the gunmetal colors through the waist here. We have these pads here on the side. All gunmetal, very shiny. Then we down here where he have his knee pads and his shin guards, and he has no boots or anything, just barefooted. That looks real metal. Then we have these little spikes on his heels, here on the back. We have some more spikes. Okay, he has a knife here, and it is removable. Just really nice. So let's take a look at that. See if we can get him to stand. Like I said, I haven't heated this figure. I wanted to see if we had to or not before. This is like an update to see how they're doing with their joints and their manufacturing. So here we have this blade. I think this blade is a 2-piece. Is this all like silver? Nice. Yeah, it's a 2-piece blade. It kind of separates. It's really nice. Let's see if he fits in this hand. It does. Really cool. Wow. So, just off the gate, out of the box, he has stuff attached to him already. That's just pretty incredible. That slides way back in. Really cool. So there's a 360. Look at the character. Man, I must say he looks amazing. I'm going to try to go slow so you guys can see everything. See, there's like these little folds in my cape, maybe because it's in the packaging, but it comes with the deal, I guess. Gauntlet on this side. It's the top of the head. Looks very, very nice. So if we raise up his cape, best that we can, lots of detail on the back. Very nice figure. He has like this yellowish skin, the black dry brushing with that net over his thighs and his chest area and arms. Very cool. Try to get you a bunch of angles so you can check out. There's a lot to look at here. Maybe we can catch another image of that chain. Very cool. Bottom of his feet has 2 peg holes. I mean, all the amazing is his upper body, just from maybe his midsection to his head. A lot of sculpting, a lot of paint. It's very, very cool. Alright, so let's give it a check here. His head does turn side to side. Not very... We can see that chain a little bit. Oh, there we go. Look, there's that chain in there. About that much on both sides. I'm not going to force it because you got all these dreads basically, and it's just going to cause a lot of friction. I haven't heated it, so out of the box we get that range of motion. Okay, it does feel okay. It feels a little stiff, but not too bad. I recommend you heating this. Don't try this if you don't want to break your figure. I don't want to break my figure either, but I've done this with these guys. I mean, a ton of these Predator figures. You see the joint there? So it goes up about T-frame. He does have bicep swivel at the top here. Right there. Yeah, it's kind of stiff. I mean, you can turn it, but I wouldn't recommend pushing it too much. Okay, there's a bendable elbow. You hear that creaking? You guys need to heat it so you don't break it. Same for that one, a little stiff. So you get about 90-degree bends. His hands are just a pagan hand, so it's just a 360 rotation. There's no up and down. There's no joint there. There's a little free play, but you just pop the hands out. You see the hands here in a bit when we look at his additional hands. It seems like there's a little chest articulation there. Back and forth, very tight, needs to be heated. Splits, a little stiff. You're not going to get much because of the pads. Sitting is going to be almost impossible. Let's see here. We do have double joint knees. Look at that. No heating for this figure. For the knees at least. That's a good thing. So this is our kind of newer style design. If you notice here. And then the feet, it looks like the previous feet we've seen before. It has the this little joint that goes down. You're not going to get much because of the spikes, so there's a little joint, and these are stuck, so I'm not going to break it. That scares me enough doing that. This is a very nice looking figure. So we have a little bit of improvement in the joints out of the box. So we have some that are free to gently move, and then we have some that are still stuck. So then we've seen birder figures where there's just pretty much stuck all around. You had to heat the whole figure, but this one here is actually a little more free played. I do recommend you heating it though. That being said, let's check out the accessories, and I'm telling you, he got some cool accessories. First off, he has this amazing looking staff. This is the extended version. Normally we just have the staff that comes across here, but the Elder has these blades that come out here, the 4 blades. Silver, copper or gold, very small, hard to tell. Black throughout, very high detailed. Very nice. Okay, we'll set that aside. Well, let's see. Let's see if we can get that in his hand. Not sure. Seems pretty flexible enough. But a lot of times in my experience with these, the diameter of the handle is just way too big to force that into his hand. Okay, we can get that. So that's an improvement there. So we can turn. I'm not going to get too crazy with posability. You can see that he can hold it. You guys, I'll have to heat this to get this in working order for myself, because he's part of my personal collection, and I don't want to break him. So he looks amazing with that. So I'm going to show you his hands. So you can see it's just, there's a little peg these pop on. There's no joints on them. We have this open hand. Then we have more of a open gripping, midway gripping hand, I guess. Okay, here we have the closed version of that weapon. It's very nice how they put the colors together. Let's see if we can get this out of his hand and do a comparison. He's standing really good. I'm impressed. So here's the closed version. Very nice. You can see how well that they nailed it. I may have it backwards, but yeah, looks really good. Very cool. Is there anywhere on his person that we can keep that weapon? Just to check, because I'm not totally sure. I don't think so. No. So even the collapsed bow, there's really no place to put the that part. Alright, so here's the stand. This is so cool. This is like a flat black with this dry brushing over the top to make like a metal grate with a, you know, as you can see through. A little peg there. Man, is that cool. Let's see here. The figure fits on the peg. Yep. Looks awesome. No problem at all. That is amazing fit. That is perfectly toleranced from what I've seen before. There's been hit and miss with these, but that looks so cool. So you get these H or I brackets, whatever you want to call them, depending how you shape them. These basically are to connect. If you have all the Predator figures, it even works for the Injustice, all their figures, you put them in here like this, and you can connect the stands on the sides, on the bottom. So there's 2, and you can make a huge display base with them. So you've probably seen these before. So I've saved the best for last, which is this. He comes with a mask. Look at that. That is awesome. We have this brown strap over his head, kind of like a witch doctor voodoo looking piece. We have these braids here that come down the sides. These are like light blue eyes. A little skull there. Looks cool. But guess what? Unfortunately, it doesn't fit on his face. These mandibles get in the way. I mean, it's almost like it wants to. You can see how it kind of fits to the top of his dome. Like that. I thought there was some kind of trick to this. Maybe it kind of sits, between his mandible like this. And then kind of on his face. I mean, that mask is amazing. If that was a removable mask, and that's a huge improvement for Hiya toys. Look at that. Look how awesome that would be. I mean, it's close. I mean, you can kind of set it on that one mandible and get it to stay. I don't think that's how it's supposed to be, because obviously he got one out, and on this side he doesn't have any. But that gives us an idea how cool that would look. You probably could display it like that if you wanted to, but it's not meant to do that. It's just a happy coincidence that I found that kind of, it is sitting really nice for the video. You can tell it's barely on there. But I even tried squeezing the mask and trying to get to go over these two bottom mandible pieces, but it just doesn't work out, and I don't want to break it because this is super cool. Maybe it's just for him to hold, but the mask is really, really cool. That's unfortunate. I mean, they're so cool. Why not? They were right there. They could have made that work. I mean, so it's almost like you'd have to modify if you're a customizer and you did want the mask on. You're going to have to remove the mandibles, cut them off, Dremel them off, and then glue the mask on as a permanent helmeted elder predator. I'm not going to do that. I wish they would have came out with a mask version. Didn't change anything. Left the cape and everything like that, so we can have the mask. I really do enjoy the different mask designs. So that's super cool. So what do you guys think about this? I think that as an update from when we started looking at the Predators, he looks pretty good. Out the box, he has movable joints. The Predator himself, the plastic is very hard. They haven't changed since the recent ones we looked at, which would have been the AVP Predators. They haven't hit, or just the Predator ones. There's 3 guys from that movie with what's his name? Brody or something? I can't remember. But we have soft goods. We have super delicate, super small, super amazing silver metal chain and connectors. This cape is amazing. He looks cool. The head sculpt is beautiful. The paint, the color palette is great. The armor looks like it's metal. The mask is super cool. The weapons are just as cool in paint, and you can see the ownership there. Man, they look like they belong together on this guy. Dropping my stuff. Look at that. That's super awesome. Now, the cons is you have to heat the figure, and they still feel, delicate, I guess is the better word. You got to be very careful. These are for, like I always say, gentle play. Heat them. Move the joints a little bit. Heat them some more. Move the joints some more. Let them cool. Heat them. Get them and take the time. For this figure, at least, he is beautiful. I don't really see. I mean, the articulation is what it is because of the sculpt, especially with the head sculpt. They're moving the head around. Got all those dreads and the chains under there. It's a lot of friction. Especially, make sure you heat the shoulders, the elbows, and the knees and the ankles. That's the most important thing. You're not going to get much for the crotch area. So, beautiful figure. I highly recommend it. I think I got a message. Yeah, they retail for $19.99. Super cool. I do recommend this figure. He looks really cool, really good with the precautions I showed you and the playability and the heating and stuff like that. Hope you guys just enjoyed this figure as much as I have. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below if you have any questions or comments about the figure. If you want to pick this figure up, he's a good price for 20 bucks. I mean, you get all that for 20 bucks. Pretty good for a detail alone. Soft goods and metal chain. Well worth it. Very cool. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, like I said. And thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this much anticipated figure here. Update to their quality. I think they are still improving. It's a slow process, but it's looking pretty good on their end. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next review.